Alright, so over the past couple of weeks I've done a few videos that have shown you guys what my pedal board looks like, but I thought it might be fun to do a video that's a little bit more dedicated to talking about what I'm using and why. So yeah, that's what this is. What you're looking at here is a Pedal Train 1. On occasion I'll get questions about what size board I'm using, and this is a PT1. I really like Pedal Train products. I've had a few of them. I was a Pedal Train Junior user for a couple of years, and have had a few of their other products, and I think they're priced right, they're really well made, and it's a good design, and I really like the cases and the bags and all that. Speaking of cases, this is the hard case version, which is nice. I think that's a Guitar Center exclusive, so that's very cool. But yeah, so I moved up to PT1. The timeline and the space are just bigger pedals that sort of necessitated a move to a larger board, so that's what I'm working with. So we'll jump right in here. I sent this Ernie Ball volume pedal to Dan at This One's Mine to do a cool mod where he added a kind of a dual buffer into the input section that basically results in no tone suck when using the tuner out. What I like most about this pedal is that it's just sturdy, and it works. Some people have had issues with the string on the inside and maybe some pot scratchiness, but as of yet I haven't had any problems with that. But as you can see here, in between my MIDI switcher for the timeline, which I'll talk about here in a second, there's just a lot of stuff going on in there. There's a couple power jacks and some cables and stuff, so it's going to be difficult for me to use my in and out jacks like I wanted to. So I had Dan build me this cool little patch box that's under here. I'll lift the board up and you can check it out. But yeah, I just have a Velcro under there, and it just allows me to run all my cabling in a more central location. So I got the guitar in and then out to the amp here, which is cool. That's a non-power box, so it's literally just some jacks and wire and whatnot, but it really allows me to sort of manage my cabling a little bit better. Speaking of cabling, I'm using the Lava cable kit with the ELC mini cable and the right angle plugs. These are great just because you can sort of customize the length of the cable that you need, and it's really easy to do, so I fully recommend those. But anyway, so we go from the Ernie Ball here, which Dan actually rigged up some cool blue LEDs if you're feeling like showing off, which is fun. And then it runs to the tuner out to the Sonic Research Turbo Tuner. This is a popular tuner on some of the message boards and such, and I really like it too. I had a Pitch Black before this and a TU2 before that, and both of those are really nice tuners. I actually really like the Pitch Black. The aesthetics are great, the soft switch is cool, and the screen is nice and bright, but at the end of the day, when it comes to tuning, I really wanted accuracy, and so this is accurate to I think 0.02, which is quite a bit better than either of the other tuners that I'd had. So this is a great tuner. I just leave it on all the time, and it's run out of there, so I just can put the heel down on the tuner and on the volume pedal and just tune. So the first pedal actually in my chain though is this Diamond compressor. I've had this for a couple of years now, and I really feel like it's kind of the secret weapon to my sound. Everything just sounds better when it's on. It's sort of a flexible pedal in that you can get a lot of compression out of it, but it's not going to overwhelm your signal and really take it over like maybe like a Ross style or a Dynacomp style compressor will do. The EQ, the tilt EQ is also really handy. I don't use it a lot. Sometimes add a little bit of extra brightness in there if you want to. But it's got a lot of volume in there, and the compression is just great for that subtle compression that'll add sort of some balance and sustain without really taking over your signal, which is awesome. From there we go to the Lunar Module Deluxe from Screddy Pedals. I just love this fuzz. I've had a number of Screddy fuzzes, and my three favorite of all time are all made by Mark. So kudos to him for that, but this one is just a gem. I mean, you can get some color sound overdriver tones out of it. You can crank it up for some really high gain fuzz face stuff. And it does everything that I want a fuzz to do. So this is just an awesome fuzz pedal you guys should check out. It's on a Pedal Train booster, which is cool. There's some clearance issues that I was having with getting over the timeline there. So it's a nice little booster thing. You flatten it out, and you can basically just hit it without bumping any other knobs. So handy little product from them. Yeah. Actually, a block of wood would do the same thing, and I actually use a block of wood under my MIDI switcher, which is cool. Just some electrical tape covered little wood block there, kind of classic. But anyway, so from the Lunar Module, it goes down to the Barefoot Effects Honeybee Overdrive, which is the same thing that BJFE, Bjorn, makes in his Honeybee, but it's just done in the United States for a lot less money, which is great. I tried this pedal once before, and it didn't really vibe with me. I think there's a lot of sticker shock had to do with that. So for several months, actually for about 6-7 months earlier this year, I was using a Mad Professor Sweet Honey overdrive, which is not the same as the Honeybee, but at the same time I feel that with the Nature knob sort of cranked up into these regions, I can get a lot of those same tones, but then with it dialed back here, there's just so much more that the Sweet Honey didn't offer. It's got this cool bassy kind of fuzzy thing that's just really cool. So thanks to Brett Burgerman for putting up a demo of this guy. I don't think I ever would have tried it out had he not done that awesome demo, so go check that out if you can. And as much as I like that drive pedal, I love this one even more. This is the Timmy from Paul Cochran. I've had this pedal, the same one, since 2008, and it does so much for me. It's you can use it as a standalone drive. You can use it to, as I'm using it now, to sort of as a tone shaper to really sort of customize how you want your sound to come out. It's got more gain than people give it credit for, and it's really just a great pedal that I love. I've used it to run it into muffs. I've run it as just a standalone drive, like I said, or as a boost and shaper. So just phenomenal pedal. Actually, Greg V has an excellent demo of the Timmy. Go check that out. And then from there, my board is wired a little weird because I wanted the timeline in the front. So then it actually hops from the Timmy over to the timeline here. And the timeline is sort of the new, I guess, king of delays, if you will. I had the super delay before this, and I still love that pedal. I think it has its own little niche in people who want a lot of delay power, but without a lot of tweaking options. And sort of that's the one thing that this does better. It gives you all kinds of control over your sound, and that's very cool. I also like having a swell delay again, so very awesome there. But the timeline, it's just really good. It sounds just delicious and has a lot of different modes. Go check out the Strymon site if you have no idea what this is. You should. A lot of people are really loving this one. And then running out of the MIDI port here, I go up to this DLC MIDI controller from, DMC MIDI controller from Disaster Area Amps. Gives me control over the looper and banking and sweet stuff like that. So yeah, so that's cool. And then we go from the Strymon up to the Eventide Space. I've done more than 20 videos on this guy, and it still surprises me pretty much all the time. Just unparalleled reverb control in stompbox form. Just delicious sounding halls, and I've recently kind of figured out the plate mode a little bit more than I did when I first got it. I'm getting some really cool sounds out of that, but yeah, very very good pedal with lots of options in there. So then what we'll do is we'll flip the board over here. I'll unplug my cables here, and these are Canary cables with G&H plugs. I'm really happy with those, but I wanted to flip the board over to show you what's going on under here. I'm using a Pedal Power 2 for literally everything. The timeline is powered off of its own power supply, which actually fits right into these brackets, right under there, just perfectly. Hopefully you can see that. But I've got it powered with just an extension cord that comes out of here and is sort of nicely tucked there. And there's the little router box from This One's Mine logo right there. But yeah, just Velcroed under there, and so it goes from the out of the space into here, and then from the in to the volume pedal, as you can see there. So just really handy. And then the underside of the board is pretty clean. I like to not have a lot of wires running everywhere. So that's the underside. And there's the top. So the other pedals that I have right now are these two up here. The Boss Loop Station, very cool looper pedal. And I just got this TC Electronic Vortex flanger. That's pretty cool. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you liked it.